All right, let's talk about something that I think most of us, absolutely dread, and that's writing a professional bio. Ugh. But what if I told you we could take that chore and turn it into one of your most powerful marketing tools? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. We are going to build a bio that actually connects with people and gets you real results.
Have you ever seen this one? Passionate, detailed-oriented professional with 10 years of experience. Does that sound familiar? Maybe a little too familiar? Come on, you know it does. It's the kind of sentence that's on like a million LinkedIn profiles and About Me pages. And look, it's safe, it's professional, and it is completely and totally forgettable.
So if that phrase kind of hits close to home, you're probably using what we call resume copy. It's basically just a list of facts about you. But today, we're making a big switch. We're moving over to connection copy. And this is a style that actually builds trust and gets people excited to work with you. And the best part? You don't have to write a single thing from scratch. Seriously, you just have to assemble the pieces.
So, here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to figure out this whole boring bio problem. Then, we'll build your one-liner. That's your foundation. After that, we'll flip your entire story on its head to make your customer the hero. Then, we'll sprinkle in some SEO keywords so people can, actually find you. And finally, we'll put it all together in a super simple blueprint. Let's dive in.
Okay, first up, the boring bio problem. I like to call this the blinking cursor syndrome, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that feeling of just dread when you're trying to write about yourself.
I mean, writing about yourself it feels so weird, right? It feels braggy or just plain awkward. You're trying to figure out how to explain everything you do without sounding like you're full of yourself. So you just stare at that blank page, and that cursor just blinks, and nothing comes out. And that frustration, that's what leads to those boring, ineffective bios that don't actually sell a thing.
So how do we fix this? Well, we start small. We're going to start with the single most important sentence you will ever write for your business. It's your one-liner. You can also think of it as your cocktail party pitch.
So what is a one-liner? Well, it's pretty much what it sounds like. It's just one single, super clear sentence that explains what you do. This is your go-to automatic answer when someone asks, so what do you do? It's going to be the headline on your website, your bio on social media. It is the foundation for everything.
And get this, there's a formula, and it is so simple you're going to love it. It's just, I help who, do what, so they can, result. That's it. It's just a fill in the blanks. Remember, we're not writing from a blank page. We're just putting the pieces together. Okay, let's break this down piece by piece. First, the WHO. You've got to be specific here. So exhausted moms is way better than just women. Next, the what. This is your service, the actual thing you do, like deep clean their homes. But listen up, because this next part is the most important part of the whole thing, the result. This is the emotional payoff. People don't buy house cleaning, they buy back their weekends. That is what you are really selling.
Let's run through a few examples so you can see this in action. For a cleaner, it could be, I help busy families automate their housekeeping so they can reclaim their weekends. Bam. Or how about a VA? I help overwhelmed creatives offload their inbox so they can focus on their art. See the pattern here? The result is always about the customer's transformation. That is the absolute key.
All right, so now you've got your one-liner. Let's take that and expand it out into your full bio or your About Me page. Now, to do this right, we have to make a really important shift in how we think about this.
Okay, time for a little bit of harsh truth, but I promise it's helpful. Your customer doesn't really care about your story. Not yet, anyway. They care about their story. They are the main character, and they only care about one thing, how you can help them solve their problem.
See, most bios make the business owner the hero of the story, but your new bio, it's going to make you the guide. Think about it like Star Wars. Your customer is Luke Skywalker, the hero. You're Yoda. You're the wise one with the map who helps the hero win the day. So your bio stops saying, look how cool I am, and it starts saying, hey, I have a map for you. So how do we actually write a bio that makes us the guide? Well, guess what? We've got another simple 3-step structure for that. It goes like this. First, the hook. This is where you start with their pain point. Second, the bridge. This is where you finally introduce yourself. And third, the plan, where you tell them exactly what you offer.
Let's look at an example for step 1, the hook. You start with their pain, something like this. You started your business to have freedom, but now you feel like an employee in your own life. See that? It's all about empathy, not your resume. When your ideal client reads that, they stop and think, whoa, they get me.
You've just tapped right into the conversation that's already going on inside their head. Okay, step 2, the bridge. Now you get to introduce yourself, but look at how it's framed. It says, I'm Davelin. I'm a mom of 4. I know the chaos. That's why I built my business. It's not about being some generic serial entrepreneur. It's about being a mom of 4 who totally gets the chaos her client is feeling. That builds authority and makes you super relatable.
And finally, step 3, the plan. This is where you just come right out and say what you do. No fluff, no confusing jargon, just, we provide high-level virtual assistants designed specifically for parents. It's a clear, direct solution to the exact problem you brought up in the hook. Simple as that. Okay, so at this point, we have a bio that humans are going to absolutely love. But now we got to make sure the robots love it too. And by robots, I mean Google. So let's talk about sprinkling in some SEO keywords.
Now don't worry, you don't need to be an SEO genius for this. We're going to use what I call the salt shaker method. Just think of keywords like salt. If you don't use any, your bio is bland and no one will ever find it. But if you use way too much, it's just spammy and unreadable. The goal is to just sprinkle them in naturally. So how do you even find these keywords? It's actually really simple. Just ask yourself this one question. What would my ideal client type into Google at 3 in the morning when they're totally panicking about their problem? Right? They're not searching for a synergy specialist. They're searching for house cleaner in Nipola or Shopify help for beginners. You have to get specific and think just like they do.
And look how easy this is to do. You're not rewriting whole paragraphs. You're just swapping out a generic phrase for a specific one. So instead of we clean your house, it becomes we provide deep cleaning and weekly housekeeping in Manitoba. It sounds better to a human, and it tells Google exactly what you do and where you do it. It's a win-win.
All right, we have covered a ton of ground. We've got all the components, so now let's pull it all together into one final simple blueprint that you can literally use the second we're done here. And here it is. This is your blueprint for connection copy. You've got your one-liner formula. I help who do what for a result. You've got your story arc. Always be the guide, not the hero. You have the structure, hook, bridge, and plan. And you've got your keywords. Just use the salt shaker method. This isn't a writing assignment. It's an assembly guide.
So please, remember this. You do not have to suffer from blinking cursor syndrome ever again. You're not a writer trying to come up with magic words. You're an assembler, and now you have a clear set of instructions. So the only real question left is, what story is your new bio going to tell your ideal client?